get to see much of it. But he's going to meetings with the safety, so for whatever that means, he's getting the mental load back there because I think there's more mental in the safety area. But I think he can line up play corner. So we expect him to play both. We want him to be able to be a utility guy, depending on how healthy he really gets. We'll decide that when the time comes.
Pat, I guess I'll put it like this: do you anticipate making an addition to the offensive line here soon in camp?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Can't really talk about it.
Did you get a new
Hopefully
one?
tomorrow, Gary.
Thank you.
Hopefully, but you know what? I'm down here, and like I said, there's a lot of things going. It's a busy time of the year. Everything's sped up here, with our kids going to classes and writing papers, and Avante's up till midnight worrying about a poetry class. Believe me, guys, with the issues that we're dealing with right now, it's not just football. It's university related, which is great. But we're a week early, and that's why it's like spring ball. We're practicing in the morning. We have the afternoons off. It's a little different.
With leadership, is Avante one of those guys on defense in particular after you lost Jeremiah, to step up and be that guy who?
Yes, Avante was a great leader in the spring. He's continued to be a leader so far. We voted for our leadership council last night in a team meeting, so I haven't got the tally yet. I should have had you guys tallied up. We got a lot of people out here. You guys could have got that thing done like that. But so we'll see who after the summer. Our kids thought were the top dozen leaders, and then we'll do it again at the end of camp, and then we'll pick captains from there. Our kids will. Didn't sound like it was going so good.
Iambic pentameter, look off. More of a sonic guy.
That's way too much for me.
Is Zach Gilbert still with the team, Pat?
Yeah, he is. So is Zach and so is George. But obviously they're DQ'd, so there's no sense in bringing them back here to stand around and play music. So they'll be back. They'll join us when school starts. We're allowed to bring 105 in, so we're going to bring guys that can play.
What has Ben DiNucci showed you in the past year that makes you think he's going to compete for the job?
Well, he showed me the past year. Showed me some good stuff today. Just composure in the pocket. I saw him scramble today out of the pocket, and he doesn't go throw the ball to the wrong guy. And those decision-making things that Ben has done, I think he really has come a long way. And I think that bowl game did a lot for his confidence. I think that's probably where it started. As much as I didn't really want to see him go in the game and Nathan be out, because I think we win that game if that doesn't happen. I wanted to get him in for that other reason, and he did a nice job in the bowl game. Made some plays, and I think he kind of said, "Hey, I can do this." It's hard until you're thrown in that fire. Unfortunately, we didn't have a chance all year to get a backup quarterback really in there. I think Manny Stocker went in at the end of one game at home, I believe, down in the red zone, had a couple runs, but. To his benefit, he hasn't had an opportunity to really show what he's got. So it'll be interesting, and this will be a great camp for him and Max and Kenny and Thomas.
Is Brian going to be limited at all this camp? O'Neal?
We're going to be cautious. We're not going to be crazy. We know that guy can play, and just like a DeMar and anybody else that we kind of have an idea. He'll be a little limited. We just, especially early, if you saw some of the craziness that happens out there, these guys, some of them can't control themselves. And you throw a crazy guy when it's what we call whiz tempo, where there's no kind, it's not supposed to be bull rushing, and some guy bull rushes, and you get, until the pads go on, we're gonna be cautious for sure.
And how about Max? How has he gained confidence of his teammates in just the little time he's had?
I think every day. You watch him walk down the hallways. When we have our press day, media day, I'll give you some more stuff. But I think he's gotten so much stronger, number one, since he's been here. I think when he first came here, we showed a before and after picture of what he looked like. Coach Andrews and the strength staff and the training staff have done an incredible job with just his body of getting him to be bigger and stronger. I think he's put on 14 pounds of muscle, I believe, and lost a little bit of baby fat. For an old guy, it's a lot. And usually you don't make that. Usually from your freshman to sophomore you make those strides, but not from your senior to grad year. But just watching his face and his confidence on the field as far as knowing the offense, you can imagine having 15 days thrown at you in spring ball, and all of a sudden, it's like, there's a lot of things thrown at you, not only the offense, but, a blitz, a stunt, different coverage that you haven't seen. So I think his confidence just in his look and demeanor is improved every day.
You guys have a bunch of players from last year next door now. How involved have they been around?
I wish they were next door. They're all the way out in the front. I wish I could peek out the window, but it's impressive to watch what those guys are doing over there. It's James and Matt Galambos and Orndorff and Reggie. Those guys are it's impressive they're over there, and I think they're doing well from everything I talked to
Is
Coach
that,
Tomlin.
is that useful? Do you think like during the season to have guys who are familiar with the program next door? Do you think they'll be a little busy with?
They'll be really busy. They'll be really busy. They better focus on their new job, okay? Because if you don't focus on your new job, you might not have a job. So, I don't think they'll be there. I'm sure they'll come in on a Sunday and say hello or shoot a text, but they got bigger and better things to worry about for sure.
Did you have a chance to talk to James when he came back to get his shoulder looked at? Give him a keep your head up or anything like that?
Nope, I'm focused on my job. If I worry about over his job or what the trainers are doing over there, I got problems. I watch the news. I said to my wife the other night, I said, God, it's weird. I gotta watch the news to find out what's going on. I should maybe call Jerry and find out. Find out an injury report. But I gotta. I'm watching the news. I'm watching the news on Saturday night to find out how like the injury report. I'm like, I wonder how. Wonder what's going on. But
He works so
Yeah, on the
hard to
outside.
get lean and quick and fast for the NFL. Changing body type at all a concern for him going into the rigors of the NFL?
Not really. I mean, it's not a concern for the Steelers. I think they know what they're doing. We talk about one of the best NFL teams in the United States. So they know what they're doing. They'll get him where he needs to be. I don't make those decisions anymore.
When you guys deal, Pat, with some of the disciplinary measures that you all have, does that signal to you at all as a coach that there maybe needs to be a little bit more internal leadership, or as a coach, does it signal certain things to you or your staff?
No, I mean I think it's the same thing. I mean I think it's a different age we live in. I think every year is a different culture that we're raising our children. I mean, how many of you guys remember having kids or growing? Like I wonder what it's going to be like when my kids are there. I mean, there's a lot of things. You go drive around and it's just crazy world out there. Man, you guys read about the guy in the Dunkin' Donuts? What do you guys do all day? The Dunkin' Donuts, right? I mean, guys in the Dunkin' Donut bathroom and has a what do they call it? An overdose, and his kids waiting outside the bathroom. I mean, look at the things we live around these days. So every year things gets crazier. I think out there, it's a crazy world we're living in, and it shows that way.
Whitehead be back tomorrow?
I believe so. Yeah. I don't know his class schedule, so I don't know his schedule.
Was he missed for class today, or is that?
He's got his schedule. I don't have it, so yeah.
But you think the seniors who are left and the juniors are going to provide the kind of leadership this team's going to need all season?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
The seniors and juniors who weren't suspended, the guys, are they going to provide the kind of leadership, internal leadership that you need here?
I think so. I mean, it's obviously a smaller class than what we've had. 1 year ago, 21. Now we got 10. A couple transfers. Matt Flynn again, and Max, who haven't been around. So I mean, you talk about pit guys that have been here for the long haul, that have seen the thing built. From the Paul Chryst era to what we've done the last 2 years. It's a smaller class, and I think every year you got a different group of leaders. Are they good or bad? I mean, we've lost some, not only good football players, we lost some great leaders. I mean, Bisnawani is about as great a leaders you're going to have. I mean, I was telling the guys last night, I never forget that. My first year, he's up in the dorm, sitting Indian style on the floor with a little grease board, coaching all the freshmen up. I mean, that's leadership. I mean, it's not to try to be a leader on the field and show that he's the guy out there on the field, but it's the stuff you don't see that impresses you about some leaders. So those are things that you try to develop as a head coach and as assistant coaches and players. So we'll see where we are. I mean, that's something we'll develop leadership throughout this camp, and we'll get closer as a team, and the chemistry will be important.
Any final questions?
How about the chemistry with the new coaches? How is that?
It's going great. I mean, start off with Coach Watson has done a great job. I think the guys are buying into all the new stuff we're doing and what we're doing offensively, and Coach Partridge has got those guys working on the D line. I mean, those are two new guys, and besides two, restricted earnings or quality control coaches, and James Patton and Tim Cooper. But it's it hadn't slowed down a bit. It's gone straight forward, and it's been fun to watch.
Okay.
Pat.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.